Yo, what's up, everyone? Welcome back to the E32 podcast. Tonight, I got myself, Hector, also known as CN6, and with me, I got Jazzy.
What up?
And Haf.
Yo.
And tonight, guys, we are going to be reviewing Final Destination Bloodlines, the new Final Destination movie.
It's finally here.
Yeah, it's finally here. But before we actually get into it, guys, I'd like to remind you that you guys can listen to us on Spotify, Apple, YouTube. Make sure you follow our socials at Heat Ray Vision Podcast. Go to heatrayvisionpodcast.com. You can see all of our links through there. Also, guys, make sure you join the Discord. Top link in the description. Join the Discord, guys. Come chat with us about video games, movies, TV shows, anything like that. Also, if you're listening on Apple and Spotify, leave us a rating, guys. That'll help us out a lot. But yeah, Final Destination, new movie, man. What was the last one that came out?
So Final Destination 5 came out 2011.
Damn, yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah,
so
bro.
Final Destination is back.
Yeah, officially.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're gonna be doing a non-spoiler section, guys, and then a spoiler section. But yeah, Final Destination. I guess first initial thoughts, reactions when it was announced, trailer and stuff.
Shit.
Honestly, when I heard they were making a new Final Destination, bro,
Yeah,
I heard that John Watts was going to be attached to it. The guy who directed
Spider-Man.
Tom Holland Spider-Man
yeah.
movies. He was going to be attached to it because he came up with a story idea. And he was officially taken in to like the creative process as far as like the story.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you caught it, but like during the credits, like you see his name because he's attached to this project. But I heard like, oh, John Watts is going to be executive producing or something like that, the new Final Destination installment. And I remember reading that and like, what the fuck? Final Destination is coming back, dude? Because it's been since 2011. And I remember seeing that news like 2 years ago. It was a while back. And so I was like, okay, I mean, we'll see what happens. But like at this point, like I have to see writers and directors.
Yeah.
And when the movie got its official title and I saw the writers and directors, my first knee-jerk reaction was like, this movie's going to be trash. And it's going to be trash because I did research on like the IMDb of the people who wrote and directed the movie, and they haven't done the best stuff in the past. So I remember when we made our most anticipated video early in the year, I said like, this movie might not be good. Just because I don't have faith in the writers and the directors. And that's kind of how I went into the movie.
Yeah.
But then the first trailer came out, the official trailer, and it gave me some hope.
Yeah.
Because the trailer showed a bunch of shit where I was like, oh shit, you know what? This actually does look and feel like Final Destination. And even the trailer kind of dives a little deep into the plot of what it's about, and it's a new concept. Because I've seen all the Final Destination movies numerous times, like each, right? And this, what the plot is about in this movie is very similar to what like the last 5 were, but it introduces a new concept that I've never thought of. It was something that I've never thought about. So it's a new concept, and I'm like, okay, I like that it's not just a rehash of the last 5 movies. They actually are introducing new ideas, new concepts, new, like cool. And with in today's technology and CGI, like who knows, maybe the kills might be crazy, like it might actually go a little wild or whatever. So that first trailer kind of revigorated some faith, and I was like, you know what, this movie might be cool. Those were my initial reactions, both on the news when I heard about it and the first trailer. But that was basically mine. What about you guys?
What about you, Mark?
For me, I mean, I'm probably like the least fan out of this franchise. This is like I told them right before we started recording this one that this is the first one that I seen, the first Final Destination movie, that I saw from beginning to end. Because the only other ones I've always ever just walked in on, like my parents, or I forgot who I was watching it with, in the living room, and then I would stay for a little bit, but then I would leave. But all of them, I was always a kid. So I was afraid to watch these movies because I was like, bro,
you know what? I kind of have to give Mario credit for that. Some of these movies being wilded, bro.
That's true.
The way these people die and shit, like, imagine
true.
being scared of roller coasters because of those fucking movies.
That's very true.
Like, so I kind of see where Mario's coming from, bro.
And so I never really, what's it called? I never really became I never really had an interest in general, you know what I mean? So seeing this one, seeing my first movie for the first time from this franchise, I mean, I was looking forward to it, and the next thing I was like, all right, this is my first one, but like, I don't know. I'm just not that big into like gory death movies. You know what I mean? Like it's something that's like they're cool. I'm not saying that these movies are ass. Don't get it twisted. But I'm just like a movie that's about gore, deaths, and shit like that. It just doesn't like excite me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's just more like my mindset getting, I was like, all right, is it actually good? Like, is the movie's actually good, or is it all just about the deaths? You know how fucking the clown movies are all just about the, let's be honest, about the deaths.
Yeah. Terrifier?
Like, Terrifier, there we go, them. I'm like, is this movie about the deaths, or is there actually a story here? Mm-hmm. And I think it's a mix of both.
It's a mix of both, bro. But I mean, this Bloodlines is the 6th official installment in this franchise, and I will say that it's about both. However, some movies tend to lack on the plot and dialogue than others.
So it's more, okay.
You know what I mean? Some of them. Now, there are some other, like, some of them are, not gonna lie, I'm not big fans of. Like, they're just trash. Like, the kills are cool, I guess. But, like, the better Final Destination movies tend to balance both. Just like what you're saying. And I felt...
Because I enjoyed this one, so I thought the other ones were gonna, like, be like this.
So, yeah, well, sort of. And as far as plot and stuff, like, yes, but like I said, some movies are just worse than others. Like, like whether you could be the biggest Saw fan, like, you have to admit, fucking 10 movies, bro, some of them are gonna slack.
Yeah.
Whether in story or plot or whatever. Even the kills, that's what Saw's all about, right? The traps. But even the kills might be lame or not as extravagant, whatever. So it's just one of those things where when it's a franchise, bro, it's got to slack somewhere. Some of the Final Destination movies tend to slack on the story aspect. Some Final Destination movies have, like, okay, decent story, like decent characters, but the kills are boring.
Yeah.
Like, damn, I was expecting something a lot more exciting. This was not creative at all. Like, it tends to do like the thing where, like, oh, like, like it's setting up like the kill. Like, you see the one thing tap into that thing, and then at the end, gravity killed them. They fell off a building, and it's like, really, that was it. So some movies tend to slack on one side or the other, but like the better Final Destination movies, as I'll call them, tend to have a healthy balance of both.
All right.
That's how I would interpret it. So if you're going to go back and watch like Final Destination 1 through 5, if you do, just know that like some of them are going to lag one way or the other. There are a few that I think balance both perfectly, but that's how I would interpret it.
All right. Well, I would just say that there was a somewhat of intrigue from my end, but I was skeptic in terms of like would I personally enjoy it. And I would say leaving, I did.
Nice.
Yeah,
W.
okay.
Would you say you are now a fan of the Final Destination, or getting there because you only saw this?
I was gonna say like, or are you gonna get?
I wouldn't call myself a fan.
Would you transition to a fan? Like, do you plan on wanting to go back and see the other movies, or even just YouTube montage? Oh, the deaths in Final Destination 1 through 5.
I wouldn't go out of my way and put the other movies on, but if like someone like recommended like, hey man, let's watch this one, I've never seen it before, I'd be like, all right, bet, I saw the new one, I'm down to watch it. That's where I'm at.
Okay.
Where I wouldn't be like, nah, man, fuck that. I don't fuck with those movies. I want to see that anymore.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. All right. I think my first initial reaction, I was kind of hyped. I'm like, wow, like we're getting a new Final Destination. We haven't heard from Final Destination in a long time.
Didn't they make games, or am I tripping?
Not that I could think of.
I could have sworn they made a game. Am I tripping, Hector?
Maybe you're thinking of Saw. Saw has games. Some pieces.
Saw did have games.
Let me Google it real quick, but go ahead.
Final Destination, I don't know. So yeah, I actually like the Final Destination movies. Well, okay, I haven't seen 5. And the reason why is because the 4th movie where they try to, I don't know what they tried doing there, the Final Destination.
They tried to make it like it was the last one.
Yeah. I didn't really like that one.
No, it's not. It's the worst one.
Yeah, I didn't like
the worst
I think
one of all of them.
Because I didn't like that one, I didn't watch the 5th one. I was like, bro, I don't care. You know what I mean? I've only seen 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah.
And then and 4 obviously, but I didn't like the 4th one.
Yeah.
And I think out of my favorite ones, bro, I ain't gonna lie, is 1 and 3. I want to say 1 and 3.
Okay.
Are like my favorite ones. And I would argue that they balance like the story where it's like serious and stuff to like the kills. I think maybe 3 is like the one I think where it has the peak balance, where it's like, okay, you know what, these characters are cool, the story is actually serious. Because then I think which one was it where the kills started to be more comedic and like goofy, weird. Like I remember the end of the movie, there was one where some dude blows up and then the like, how does it go? Like, some dude blows up and then the arm falls into like the
onto
table.
A grill,
yeah, or something, or like on a table.
That was the second one.
Was it that one?
So yeah, but the deaths in those movies were not comedic. Just that one.
Just okay. That one. No, I don't know. I didn't really.
4 had the more comedic deaths. I feel like there were some deaths where I was like, well, I wouldn't say comedic. They're not funny. It's just
no. It's just like not
the lanes
serious.
were dead.
Yeah, I took it like not serious, not as serious.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like they're just like goofy. It's like it reminds me of like 1,000 Ways to Die type shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like shit like
Oh, I
that,
remember that
where it's
show.
like, okay, bro, like what the fuck's going on?
Yeah.
So yeah, so I only saw, I want to say 1 and 2, 1 and 3.
Yeah.
2 and then 4. I think we're like, all right, and
Mm-hmm.
then 5. I've never seen 5.
5's good.
Really?
Yeah, it's actually
fuck.
it's actually real. It's
Actually?
not like it's good. The story is there, in my opinion. You actually kind of care about the characters
Okay.
because they give story to a bunch of them where you're like, okay,
Yeah.
like I don't want them to die. Like I like these characters.
Okay.
And without giving spoilers, there's a plot twist.
Really?
At the end of that movie, there's a plot twist where you're like,
Whoa,
you're
that moment?
you actually
Okay,
feel
that's cool.
hyped. The plot twist. I remember, bro, at 11 years old, 12 years old, when I saw the movie, I was just like, whoa, this Final Destination movie was way better than the last one. Because I also did not like the fourth one. The fourth one's
Yeah.
terrible, Mario. It's fucking
Okay.
garbage. But
That's why I didn't watch the 5th
yeah,
one.
but then when I saw the
makes
fifth
sense,
one,
yeah.
and I remember watching it, I was like, yo, these deaths are crazy. Like some of them are,
Yeah.
some of them were kind of whatever. But like, I remember the plot twist at the end of the movie. I remember being like, what the fuck? Like mind blown.
I'm
dude.
imagining like 11-year-old Javi.
Yeah, right. With my Spider-Man shirt.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah, bro.
Dude, no, I
Plot
found
twist is cool.
You found what?
I found it, by the way. The answer to the
Yeah,
game shit.
was it a game?
Yes, yes, there is a video game inspired by Final Destination film series. A video game called You Can't Cheat Death. In this Final Destination simulator game is a good example described as a puzzle game where players take on the role of Death's assistant, and then another option is a game called Final Destination, The Last Stop. It's only available on a PC. So there's games inspired by it, not an actual game using the actual thing.
That's
the
now,
franchise.
the one is You Can't Cheat Death. That one
Yeah.
sounds fun.
You can't cheat.
What the fuck? But you know what? I feel like there's too much lore. You play as the Death's assistant.
Yeah.
Can I just be Death? What is this assistant bullshit?
I don't fucking know.
You're treating it like if Death, the persona, is real.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck?
Well, in the movies, isn't that what they do?
Well, yeah, they say like, oh, like yes, Death's a presence that is not seen. You just kind of like you see like the wind, like when shit blows.
I got a
or
question for you.
When like
Question for both
shit
of
like
you.
falls into the other thing. Like
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
Death's playing his like
All right,
shit.
and that brings up my question.
What?
How would you feel if they gave Death an actual
Like a
image-
body.
like
an
an
entity?
image? Yeah. How would y'all feel? Because they always refer to it.
That
Nah.
would be borderline. This movie killed the franchise the way Paranormal Activity: The Ghost Dimension did.
Oh, I remember that movie.
Because if you remember, the Ghost
Yeah.
Dimension introduced this thing where the family go to the attic and they find this special camera that taps into a ghost dimension, whatever. Which means that one of the things that made Paranormal Activity scary was like the found footage style, obviously, but also that like ghostly shit would happen like at night. Like shit would just fall off the table or you see like shit moving.
Yeah.
But in this movie, the special camera taps into the ghost dimension and you see the ghost doing that stuff. And it's one of those things where it's like, well, I can visibly see the ghost doing that shit. So it's not as scary anymore. The mystery is now gone.
Yeah.
So if they gave Death an actual body, like a persona, then that would give me Ghost Dimension vibes where I'm like, nah, this is a movie that's gonna kill the franchise. Because like you all went above and beyond to the point where it's like not like that gives me the Gates of Hell like vibes from that one movie. Forgot what it was called, The Pope's Exorcist or some shit like that.
Oh yeah, the Pope's Exorcist. Yeah.
Yeah, like gives me. I didn't even
They
see
have
that
Jesus.
movie.
They had Jesus blood.
That is actual blood, bro.
Bro, like I didn't watch that movie, but when you told me about it, I'm like, yeah, that sounds goofy as fuck. Like, I can see. Like, it gives me Mario. What you're saying would give me those kind of vibes. I'd be like, okay, bro, what are we doing? What the fuck?
All right.
Knowing Mario, I felt like he was like throughout the movie, he was gonna be like, bro, really? Like, come on now, like.
I had
like,
a
that's
feeling
just
too.
the
Mario's
point,
like
though.
the most nitpicky one.
Yeah, but that's just the point, Mario. You have to understand, like, how the fuck they didn't see this crack on the floor? It's like, hey man, like, it's just a movie, man. Like we're just talking about chain reactions happening. You know, it's like, I don't know.
I did have those moments.
Yes,
by
you
the
did.
way.
I know you
I
did.
did have them, but I just
know.
wasn't like as a pro. I was just like, man, fuck this shit. Because the reason why I like it,
How would
especially
you
in this
know?
movie, is because
Okay, not a spoiler. This is in the trailer. Not a spoiler.
I already know
There's a
what you're
scene.
talking about.
Yeah, there's a scene with the ice. Remember?
yeah,
Where it's like it's a sink with ice, and then someone drops a glass, and the glass falls into the ice.
yeah.
Mario leans next to me. He's like, "Bro, like they dumb as hell. If that was me, and I saw that happen, I would dump the entire ice out. That's just me thinking logically. You know what I mean?
yeah.
And it's like, yeah, I know, Mark. I know, but it's just
It's because, bro, this shit.
Final Destination, man.
It's just this fucking franchise just gives me anxiety whenever the movie's playing, and especially through this film. Like, I had to use the bathroom at like 30 minutes in, and always being in like an anxiety state, I really had to use it to the point where I didn't stay for credits. So I don't know if there was anything there.
No, there's no end credits.
Okay, there's no end credits there. But like the whole time, I was like, bro, I really got to use the bathroom. Like, fuck, this movie is not helping.
Yeah,
and it's giving me fears.
Bro.
No, that's true. You definitely do feel the anxiety, but
And I just want to put this out there because fuck you guys for making fun of me all these years. That's why I order my drinks no ice.
Oh my god.
That's why, bro. So you'll never catch me slacking, girl.
So that's his lure. That's his lure
in my
behind it.
drink, bro. My Mountain Dew.
so what do you do? What do you do when you're like at a cookout and stuff, and you have your drink with no ice, and then like it's like warm now? What do you do?
It would never get to that point. I drink my drink fast enough.
I've never let it happen.
I never let it get that far. First of all, one.
Don't disrespect me. First of all, I'll never let it get to that point. Ever.
I'll never let any Mountain Dew.
My
go to
beverages
waste.
are always consumed. Part of my reach, bitch. My Mountain Dew's right there.
Oh my god, bro.
My beverages stay consumed when they're at the correct temperature.
Yeah,
They will always be consumed.
It's like, is that a straw? It's a thermometer. This guy stayed chilly or else I'll fuck with it.
For real, dude.
It's warm now.
Come on, have you never had that before though?
What?
Like you never like left the drink. And, I forgot, and it's like not forgot, but like maybe I don't know, 20 minutes or some shit. I don't know.
Goes by and it's like room temp.
Okay, let's say okay, fine. You're like the beverage master or something. The beverage bender. The beverage bender. I don't know. I just want to bring you into this. So okay, fine. You'll never let it get to that point. But let's say you did. What would you do?
If it was warm?
Yeah.
Like how warm? Room temperature or like it was under the sun, now it's actually hot?
It's not hot. It's just warm.
Room temp.
Room temperature.
Room temp warm?
Or outside temperature.
He wouldn't drink
I
it.
would still drink it.
Oh damn.
Oh, you see?
I'm shocked.
Because I thought he would just pour it out. Like, because other people would be like, "Oh, let me put ice in it
Yeah.
or something."
I thought he wouldn't drink it. Oh.
Yeah, I thought you would have thrown it out.
If it was warm, he would throw it out. Though.
If it was warm,
If it was warm,
you would, bro.
If it was warm, you'd throw it out. Yeah, I agree with him.
No, yes, you would, bitch.
Warm or room temp?
No, warm. We're saying warm.
Warm and both.
Well, room temp is not warm. If it was indoors, I would still drink it. Like that's why I said if it's under
Let's
the
say it's
sun
warm.
and it was like under the sun, like we're outside,
Yeah.
like
Yeah,
that
warm.
kind
It
of
got warm.
Yeah.
It got
then
warm.
yeah, I'd dump that out.
No, even room temp. I've seen this man want to throw away leftover B-dubs.
Oh.
He's like, nah, bro. Once you reheat them, bro, this is not the same. I swear to God, this is true.
And that's facts or not.
Nah, he's tripping. Hey,
you-
but
have you
W
ever-
for me, I'd be like, Hop, I'll take him. Sure, go ahead, man. Take
I
him.
was gonna say you never
I gave him
tried
my wings, bro.
you never. Well, I get why because
That shit crazy
if you
work.
do reheat food, it's like drier, right?
Right.
Yeah,
Have
but
you
it's
ever-
not to
you
the point where like, you have to throw it out.
I know. I agree with you. Regardless, you never tried the trick where you put a damp paper towel over your leftovers, put it in the microwave, and it's moist.
No, bro.
Really?
No.
Try that next time. I think you'll
He's
like
not
it.
gonna try it, bro.
Do it. You
My
gotta-
food stays consumed.
For real. My foods stay fresh.
I never leave any leftovers.
I never have leftovers. Someone comes over. Yo, I'm hungry, bro. Oh yeah, it's like he checks the fridge. His fridge is empty, bro. It's like, why the fuck is your shit empty, bro? Oh no, like
Everything I buy, I eat it that
I already
day.
ate it that day, bro. What do you mean? It's like, yeah, no.
So
I
this
never-
jar, you buy a jar of peanut butter, you eat it all right then and there. It's like, yeah, I do.
No, it has to be food that that doesn't have to be microwaved or whatever. Never, no leftovers at his place, bro. For real, that's crazy work. Okay, what are we talking about?
We were giving our thoughts on like what we thought about the trailers and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I was looking forward to it, man. Especially when the trailer actually came out, I was like, "Yo, you know what? This actually could be one of the good ones. This definitely has potential to be up there." And I guess we'll just dive into the movie. And I guess I want to say it is.
Yeah,
My
I
opinion.
agree.
I think
I
this.
agree.
I
think
stand
this movie-
corrected, bro. I undermined the director and the directors. It's two directors and
Yeah.
the writers.
Ah.
Like, fuck, bro. Like, all right, I stand corrected. I eat my words. This was actually solid. This fucking movie was pretty good. So I agree, man. I agree.
I think. It just might be the strongest out of all of them.
That's crazy because you're not the only person to say that. A few other people who have reviewed this movie early have said that before.
Oh yeah,
and also it is the highest rated
really
movie on Rotten Tomatoes.
But then again, I haven't seen 5. You said 5 is fire, so
it's good.
It could be.
No, it's good. Okay, so if we were to compare the two, 5 does not have as deep a story as Bloodlines do, because like I said, Bloodlines introduces a new concept to the franchise that I've never seen before, which is like the family tree shit.
Yeah,
that's not a thing. By the way, Mario, if you're listening, that's not a thing in previous movies. The whole like, oh, well, we were never meant to be born. So it's going to go down the family tree. That's never been a thing. That's a new concept. Final Destination 5 is the typical, oh shit, a big ass extravagant disaster goes down. Everyone there dies. And then he wakes up from the vision. We got to get the fuck out of here. He saves those people and then death just comes back for them. Like it's the bare bones, just like this, the typical formula. The deaths, some of the deaths in 5 are cool. Others are a little like, kind of like, oh, okay, I guess that's how they die. The ending was very climatic, and the plot twist was super fire. The most fire thing about the whole movie is the disaster, the vision, because it's pretty cool. Like, the disaster's pretty fire, and the plot twist. Everything else in the middle is solid. It's, like, enjoyable. See what I mean? So, it's good, but if I had to, like, stand back and if I try, sometimes it's hard for me, to remove my nostalgia of the other movies because I grew up on Final Destination, then I would say it's definitely up there as probably one of the strongest. The strongest, I'm not sure. I haven't seen the old Final Destination movies in years. I remember like the deaths and stuff like that because I've seen it so many times, but I don't know if it is. It's definitely up there.
I want to say, I think 3 out of... I probably had the most standout deaths in my opinion.
3?
Yeah, like the fuck.
I'm trying to think. Yeah, there was a few on there that were cool.
And then 4.
All of them were kind of lame to me in my opinion. 4.
They just weren't.
And that movie was
same thing with 1, low key. With 1, it was like it wasn't as crazy as like.
Well, no.
The other
Well,
movies.
then again, yes, that is
like,
true. But then again, it was
movie.
the first installment. Like they never reached like.
Yeah.
Like the way that they all died, like, ooh, that's death right there. But it's like nothing crazy like we saw in this movie. But then
it
the
sounds
first
crazy,
movie.
but it was a grounded death.
Yeah, it's kind of like that.
Yeah.
There's like a bit of it, and it's actually crazy because I actually did rewatch the first Final Destination movie, the first one, like fairly recently, like a couple months ago. It was on TV. I was with my girl. Oh, look, babe, the first Final Destination movie, and it wasn't like too deep into the movie where it was like halfway. It was someone in the middle. So I said, "Fuck it, like let's just watch it." And there are some things, bro, that happened in the first movie that never happened in the other ones. Like shit where I'm just like, huh? I'm like, they don't do that in the later movies. So you could definitely tell some aspects of the Final Destination 1 are dated. For one, it was in the 90s. CGI was not a big thing at the time, so a lot of the deaths had to be practical, which is why they're not as crazy as they go on to be, and stuff like that. So I do agree. I mean, the deaths in the first movie are not the strongest, but it was what set the foundation, I feel like. The movie, because it's being the first one, it kind of sets the tone of like this idea of like someone has a vision and then people cheat death.
From the movies that I've seen from 1 to 4,
yes,
I say 3.
3 is
the most memorable.
The most memorable.
Yeah.
But not your favorite.
I think I like it's his favorite.
Oh, it's his favorite? Oh.
It is out of the ones that I've seen. I haven't seen 5. Out of the 4, it is because I think I was saying earlier, like the kills was cool and like they were memorable and the story was there. And the story was actually interesting. And he actually cared about the character.
Cuz like the thing is Mario is that all the Final Destination movies in some way shape or form like have introduced a new concept to the Final Destination franchise.
A new idea.
So like, for example, Bloodlines. They introduced the thing where it's like...
It passes through your family.
It passed through your family tree.
Yeah.
That kind of shit. That's brand new. We have not seen that. But every Final Destination movie, not the first one because it's the first one, right?
Yeah.
But the second one introduced a new concept of deaths, like how like death operates in that movie. The third movie introduced something that was a little more creative, and I was like, oh, I kind of like that because you know the Polaroids, the pictures.
Yeah,
that's cool. That's a new concept. Like that, like it kind of showed off some stuff. The fourth movie doesn't really introduce new concept, and I think it was the movie that I felt like was put in the least effort as far as plot, dialogue, kills. So that's why, in my opinion, it's the weakest. 5 introduced a brand new concept that without giving away the spoiler,
For him.
we actually was actually reintroduced in this movie.
Oh.
And it was first introduced in 5. But it was reintroduced in this movie. And I was like, okay, so that's still, like, lore-wise, that's still accurate.
Yeah.
But, yeah, so except for the 4th one, every single Final Destination movie has introduced a new concept. And so that's why I was kind of like, okay, so, like, the family tree thing is new. That's interesting. And then 3 had something going for it, like the pictures, right? Like, the pictures. I liked that because it kind of gives you the idea of, like, whoa, like, what could that mean, right? I wonder. Yeah, so I know what you mean. I really liked 2. I'm surprised you haven't mentioned 2 a lot. I'd really enjoy 2. I enjoy 2 more than 3.
Really?
Whoa.
Yeah. I like 2 more. That's the pileup on the highway with the logs.
Oh yeah.
I know that shot. I know that shot.
Yeah.
That's the disaster. The disaster's pretty. Like,
I think
it's like whoa, but the deaths. I mean, there's some deaths on there where I'm like, that's cool. Like that's pretty
Oh
interesting.
yeah, I mean, I like the first, second, and third. I like. 4th is where like, okay, I'm out, and then I didn't watch 5 because of that.
Right.
I think 3 is my favorite, but 2 was actually good. I like 2 better more than 1.
Yeah, I do too.
You know, but I think for whatever reason, 3, I thought the story was like, I felt for the characters more, at least the main character, than compared to 2 and 1. I don't know if you agree with that.
I mean, for me, I like 2 because 2 connected to the first movie.
Yeah.
It connected to the first movie. However, there's a thing that happens in the movie that I didn't agree with, but whatever. That movie came out fucking years ago, so it's whatever. It's been over 20 years. So there's one thing that happens in the second movie that I'm like, they shouldn't have done that. But I don't know. I mean, the story in 2 mainly revolves around its connection with the first Final Destination movie. Because there is some, like, there's a thing in the movie that connects to the first one where I'm like, oh, that's interesting. And the third one, I'm trying to remember, dude. Like, they were just high schoolers just trying to get through graduation, and like everyone, all the schoolmates are dying. But that's as far as I'm story wise. I don't know. Like, that's just kind of like how I remember it. And then like the introduction of the pictures, like using the pictures as clues for like how Death's gonna make his move and shit. That's all I can remember, because it's the most like, because like the third movie was like the one that doesn't really connect to the first 2 movies. It was like
it was
new
like the first,
characters, brand new like fresh slate thing. So that's how I thought of it.
And then 4, what was
4 was the racetrack.
Yeah,
Which was so lame, Mario. If we go on YouTube and I show you
like
the
that.
premonition, it's lame. Also, the Final Destination, the 4th movie, was released as like trying to market 3D because 3D was really big at the time. It was like when it was first introduced in movie theaters.
Yeah, I know.
So
there was
a
that
lot
era.
of the
I
deaths, Mario, does the bullshit where like it goes into the camera, because like, theoretically, if you're watching it in 3D, whoa, it's coming at me. But like, some of it looks lame as
That's wild. That's wild.
That's heavy. That's you be watching 3D.
Go ahead, say it. Get us demonetized. Say it.
Say it. I can't. It's gonna get demonetized. But you know what I mean.
It's coming at me. We both looked at each other. He said it. We're like, whoa.
It's coming at me. Is it hot?
What's coming at you, Hav?
What's coming at you, hot?
The bloody pole.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. We know what pull you want.
That's a good one.
That's good because we can't get demonetized by that.
I mean, honestly, bro, I would say Bloodlines is my favorite in the franchise.
I think as of right now, I think it might be the best one.
Fuck.
I think it might
It's one
be the
of.
best.
I agree.
Alright.
It's one of. Dude, it's crazy because I had no faith in this fucking movie at first. I had no faith.
But listen, okay, let's actually talk about it.
So-
Where do you want to start off first?
The almost obvious part.
All right,
The
bet.
deaths.
Yeah.
What do you guys think of some of the way that some of these people go out? I don't want to give out spoilers.
Yeah,
I don't want to talk about who bites it and who doesn't, because
Yeah.
one of the biggest mysteries, it's kind of like
Who goes out?
it's kind of like when you watch Scream and you're trying to pinpoint who's the killer. Like you're trying to narrow it down, right? Like, okay, this person, like, there's not a lot of screen time with that person, so that may be it. This person's acting a little too innocent. It could be that. Like the whole part of like the mystery is like who's gonna bite it, who's not, right? Or who's the killer, who's not. Final Destination is the same way, where the mystery is like, well, who's gonna die and who's gonna survive? Like, or does anyone survive? Because who knows what's gonna happen?
Yep.
So I don't want to give out too much on the people, but rather like the deaths themselves. So let's try to refrain from describing or saying names or anything. But as far as the deaths that were shown in this movie, what did you guys think?
Dude.
They were. I mean, they were.
I kind of want to hear Mara's opinion first because he's like the newbie here. So what did you think?
Go ahead,
Mara?
Mara.
Then we'll get into it.
I mean, some of these deaths, bro, had me not looking at the screen. To be honest with you.
Yeah,
I
that's
had
Final
my, I
Destination
had my
for you.
hoodie on, and sometimes I was blocking my eyes because I was like, all right, I don't want to see anymore.
I didn't realize like it was that tough for you, bro.
At some point, it just gets so
I think
gruesome.
we're
I was
just
like, bro, I was
we've
like,
been like we
just
just
wanna look at
we were
Do you know,
forged
do you
into
know about
this.
bestgore.com?
yeah,
Bro.
I do. I do know.
That's surprising.
I seen
That's very
I seen
surprising.
someone get,
Stop.
you know what I mean, and then that too. I can't say it, but like, I don't know.
No, yeah, but you know what you mean.
I know about that one. I saw. Never mind. It's dark news. I don't want to bring it up. But what's it called? It made me look away from the screen, bro.
Yeah,
I was like that with Terrifier because Terrifier it's up there with
too.
Terrifier. I'm honest with you.
No,
It's up-
Terrifier's crazy, bro.
Yeah,
It's up there with
It's
Terrifier.
crazy,
I
bro.
feel like
with-
I still think I don't know if anything will top Terrifier for me, but if I say it's up there with it, it's a
No,
it's
it's
a
good with
positive.
Terrifier, bro. Like they drag it, bro.
Dude, no, it's crazy.
like it's not like Final Destination where it's like, oh, this happens. You're like, oh, what the
And it's
fuck? Like,
instant,
no.
kind of.
Terrifier, they be dragging it.
And they get real creative with
Yeah,
it. More
bro.
creative
It's like, what
than
the
this.
fuck is going?
Yeah,
No,
bro.
Terrifier still is up there.
It's up,
way
but it's
more
up there with Terrifier, though. And that's a compliment. You know, I don't know
Yeah.
if anything will ever top Terrifier, but
get
it's
you.
up there, and that's a very good thing to be in that company with that franchise.
Yeah.
But like, what's just as Terrifier, I was looking away the whole time, just like
Really?
in this movie too. I was looking away, and that's the good thing. That means the gore is there for me, right? Because if I'm not looking away, I don't think it's not crazy enough for me to look away.
I feel like now I gotta like watch the deaths in Terrifier.
I watched the movie.
Just watch the movie.
Wait, if I'm being honest,
the
though,
movie. But
nah,
you
y'all-
should.
I don't
said
think
the movies
I
are
don't-
not. They're
No,
he's not gonna
he
fuck
hates
with-
them more than I do.
Oh,
Yeah, the first two I don't think they're good movies,
fir-
but the deaths are there.
The
the third one,
each movie gets better.
yeah, each movie it gets better, but I don't think he's gonna. He's not gonna fuck with it even more. Like I think he's gonna fuck with it less than I do.
No way.
He said he
don't
hates
know.
4, and he said 4 has like no story and the deaths. Well, actually I don't know. He said the deaths are lame. The deaths aren't lame in any of the movies. It's just the stories. lame, man.
Terrifier?
But like, you have to understand, like that's what you're signing up for.
Right.
You're signing up for Art the Clown. You're signing up for this bullshit.
Yeah.
But like they do dive into the story, and some of it is actually, in my opinion, is intriguing. It's like, oh, okay, cool, that's interesting. Mm-hmm. And then it gets better on the third film. I'm like, okay, they expanded it more. It got better. Cool. Now it's crazier. But I know Mario wasn't really a fan of that. But yeah, it's something I think you have to watch. Don't just watch the
No, but
kills. like actually try to like watch the movie.
Yeah. I think you might enjoy it. That's
Yeah.
my guess. But to get back on to Final Destination, I think that it was good. It's what you expect out of a Final Destination in terms of me coming into it is exactly what I got. Like what I envisioned it to be. I was like, yeah, this is what I remembered when I was a kid. Fucking hated it. So yeah, that's what I remember. But yeah, I enjoyed it quite a bit. What about you, Hector?
Man, I liked it a lot, man. I liked it a lot. If anything, I would say, because I was saying,
fire.
I want to say the deaths here are even more memorable than the other ones that I've seen. I ain't gonna lie. It's up there.
I agree.
And they're more crazy and like, whoa.
Yeah.
Like, it's
Because to me, bro, as someone who's been a fan of Final Destination forever,
to me, bro, as
The
an
most-
expert gore master.
That's
Yeah,
no, that's very
that's
true.
That's just
very
wild.
for me, bro, what makes it more memorable is how creative it can get.
Yeah.
With its like deaths and stuff like that. And if it can get really creative, that's where I feel like it comes to be the most memorable, in my opinion. So some of the way these people go out is kind of like crazy. And now with today's technology and CGI, you can pretty much get away with a lot more shit.
Yeah.
And there's a few deaths on here. You could tell it's CGI, but you're like, whoa, like they actually made that look.
And it's not like just a
crazy.
quick like cutoff or like a quick,
Yeah.
they
They stay on it for a
show
little
that
bit.
bitch too.
And I was actually surprised that there were a few deaths where I'm like, that's crazy. But I could tell it's practical. Like, that's not CGI. That's real. Like,
Oh, yeah,
I could imagine, I'm trying to think, like, how would they have made to pull that off to make it look real? But I'm just like, that's fucking cool. Because, like, it may look more practical. Which, if a movie doesn't have that big of a budget, how are you going to spend everything on CGI? It's not going to look polished.
sure.
So, someone had to look practical. But I was, like, very surprised, pleasantly. I was very pleased with some
Oh
of
no,
the
yeah,
deaths on
dude,
this
hell
one.
yeah. I want, yeah. I think it's definitely the most memorable. I think looking back, I think so.
So I agree. The deaths were definitely there. It's what you expect Final Destination deaths to be, but I think there's a little more high going into it because it's just been so long since we've had a new Final Destination. So it feels like it's like, oh shit, we're back. Like we're back to this shit. So there's a bit of a high with seeing some of these deaths because it's like, damn, it's been a while. since I've seen someone get a vision of people getting fucked up, like as crazy as they do, right? So I will admit, while I'm hyping it up, like, yo, this shit's fire, I know that there's a part of me that's on a dopamine high, because it's like, I have not seen Final Destination in so long, a new one at least, that it's like, it looks like a return to form, a return to like the basics. Like, that's kind of how I took it. Other than that, I guess because this movie delve a little bit deeper into it more than other Final Destinations do. Some don't. The story, sort of like the plot and the characters overall, like the people who are being targeted by death per se. So, as I mentioned before, every Final Destination movie tends to introduce a new concept to how the people are going to die, how death operates, right? And so in this movie, and it's shown in the trailer, it's not like how the other Final Destinations are, where someone has a premonition of a disaster, and then they save all these people. Like, we got to get the fuck out of here. Everyone's going to die. And then those people survive. And then later on, each of those people die one by one. It's not like that in this movie. In this movie, we get introduced to a new concept where now the family trees of these survivors are the ones being targeted, because the disaster and the premonition that takes place in the Final Destination movie, in this one, happened in the 60s, not present day, which all the movies, Mario, is present day. Yeah. The premonition is like right then and there, and then those same people who survived get killed. This is the first one where it's like, this happened years ago. Yeah. And now the family tree, like, that happened, like, you know, when the grandma was young. What you mean. So it was like that generation, and now the future generation are being targeted. It was not like that before. So it's introducing this thing where now it kind of makes sense, right? Bloodlines. Like, I get the title now. And so with that, they kind of dive deeper into sort of the concept of like the family trees and how it's all connected and blah, blah, blah. And so it really makes you think, like, it's fucked, because some of these people, like, they didn't ask for this. Like, they're kind of on death's hit list, and they didn't even ask to be here, bro. Like, they're just targeted no matter what. And so you kind of have a feel for, like, damn, these people don't fucking deserve it. So, like, what the fuck is going on? So I like that they delve deeper into that concept. What did you guys think? It's kind of cool because I'm asking someone who's seen Final Destination, someone who hasn't. As someone who has not seen Final Destination, what did you think of the idea of, like, the future generations, the parents, the kids, the grandkids being targeted by death by something that they weren't related to, like in the original disaster? Like, what did you think of when that was going down?
Like how they went out?
Like, what did you think of the concept? We talked about the deaths. We talked about deaths already.
The concept and overall story.
I think it's unique. I like it. It's how should I say? It's definitely interesting, because obviously this is my intro into the franchise somewhat, right? And I do like the take on it. And I'm interested to see how they do it in the other ones, because I'm assuming one of them deals with photos or some shit like that. But with this one, it was good because it gives you, like, there's like a lore aspect to it, especially with one character who you said appears in other movies. We can talk about that in the spoiler, because I want to know who brought him. But what's it called? It's interesting. It hooks you throughout the entirety of the film, because you're just like, all right, not only did this family get targeted, but everybody involved within that premonition, I think is what they refer to it, or whatever.
Yeah, premonition just means vision.
Vision? Oh, okay, that's what I assume.
It's just a vision, a premonition.
But no, I like it because, like, there's history within the family.
Yeah, like a strong feeling that something's gonna happen.
Yeah, because there's like history already within the family about the accident, and it gives more depth to the story. It's not just about avoiding death itself. There's multiple layers to the story, even though the death is the main thing, obviously, right? So it just makes the story more interesting. So I'm the photo one seems interesting to me too. I'm not gonna lie, even though I don't know what the fuck how it deals with it.
No, it is interesting. I like it. I like it a lot.
So my main theme about it is it makes it interesting. That's the main word I would use, or keyword. It's interesting how they go about it, because like you said, if every Final Destination movie introduces something new, it's kind of like, all right, how's your take on it? If it involved, I don't know, fucking fruit. I don't fucking know. I couldn't think of anything creative. But you know what I mean? It's kind of like, what's your take on it? So this take, I like.
What about you, Hector? Yeah. What did you think of this? But does this top pictures for you?
Does it top pictures? I think so, man.
Wow.
I think so. Because, well, like what Mario said, it's already interesting. It's intriguing. There's like more depth to it. It's like, okay, we're actually diving deeper into the story and the lore, and these the concept is different and fresh, and I like it a lot, bro. It's like, okay, you know what? That's actually interesting. That makes sense though too, because if you essentially cheat death, and then it kind of like, it seems to me like maybe someone in the writer's room was like, dude, what if, like, hold on a second, we talked about cheating death before, right? But what if someone cheats death long enough? What would happen? And that's where, like, whoa, what the fuck? They're like throwing things at the board to see what sticks, right? And that's what's like really creative, because that's true. It's like, what happens if someone's aware about this phenomenon, and then they try everything in their power to avoid it? How long can you cheat death for? And what are the consequences for that? And this is what we get. And I really like it a lot. I like
Me too.
It a lot.
I was a fan too. To be honest, the only other thing that I can think about mentioning, because I don't know what else to bring up, I have one tiny flaw with this movie. One flaw that Mario will never have. You, I doubt you thought this deep about it. I mean, I'm the bigger Final Destination fan, I feel like, so I thought about it a little bit more. But the concept of, oh shit, our grandmother had the vision in the 60s. At the Sky Tower is what they call it, because they could call it the Space Needle.
Yeah.
Wait, we're non-spoilers. We're non-spoiler.
I know.
Oh.
I know.
That was in the trailer.
Was it? Okay.
Yeah, it
shown in
was.
the trailer.
Yeah, it was.
Okay.
So it's like one of those things where it's like, oh, the tower's going to collapse, right? And so it's introduced that Death eventually came back to kill all the survivors, as he does in every single movie, right? But there was hella people on that building. And so it made me think, like, no way. Is this movie going to do that thing where it ties with every Final Destination movie? So you mean to tell me the survivors in the first movie were grandkids to the people who were in the Sky Tower?
Cousins. I know what you're talking about.
Is the people in the third movie, are they kids of the parents who used to be in the Sky Tower? I'm thinking like, and I had a feeling that when because it's in the trailer, not a spoiler, the grandma's like, everything you need to know about death is in this book. I'm expecting she's gonna flip through the pages and we're gonna
see other characters. Yeah,
I was gonna see like newspaper clippings of like shit that happened in
that
the
would have been cool as
movies.
fuck.
That's what I'm saying.
That would have been cool as fuck.
That's what I'm saying. And I'm like, no way. So it all started there.
It all started there,
and then it trickles down all, because in the movie the girl says like it took years for Death to catch up with all these survivors. It took decades. So I'm like, is that what, like,
that's where it started?
That's where it started, and like that's where like all it all ties together. But no mentions as far as, other than a name drop and a returning character, which has been is in the trailer. We saw pictures. Tony Todd is in this movie in a posthumous role because he unfortunately passed away from cancer back in November. So this is a posthumous role of him playing Bloodworth once again. And so other than him and a name drop that I won't mention because it's spoilers, there are really no other connections to the previous Final Destination movies. And when I saw the plot, like when I saw what they were talking about and like what they were going to lean into, I had a feeling like this might connect to some other shit.
Dude, I thought so too, but it didn't.
But it never did.
Yeah.
That's my only flaw, is that I'm like, damn, bro, it would have been fire.
Wait, why would this be a flaw for me though?
Because you've never seen the other movies. So what connection do you have with the other Final Destination
movies?
Here's
the thing. Maybe it does. It's just like, like the headcanon. Maybe it does. But they just didn't show it. You know what I mean? It's one of those things where like they don't show it.
That's true. But here's the thing.
But yeah, it would have been really cool if they did the nod and they actually showed it in the books.
And also, there's no confirmation on whether or not we're going to get another Final Destination movie.
That's true.
Because if you think about it, Bloodworth, like the actor passed away, so he can't make future appearances. And so if you were to make another Final Destination movie, you can't have Bloodworth around. Like you can't have him around to like tell the survivors and thus the audience how death operates. Like, how do you make another one when the characters are kind of lost? Like they don't even know what the fuck's going on. You know what I mean? And so I feel like this movie felt like it probably would have been like the final chapter. Like it would have been like the bookend to this saga.
Yeah.
The way that it like sort of ties into like how like it tells the story and like just the way it ends. Like I just felt like it could have been a cool ending chapter, and it would have been nice to have those connections as a way to like, oh, it's full circle. Like one of those full circle moments, I feel like.
That's true. I think it's also a way for them to go down like both paths if they choose. Like, okay, this is a good finale. This is like the perfect way to end it. But then if we ever want to revive this bitch, we can.
Right.
Because we could talk about the other people that are part of that bloodline, that the when they were part of the Skyview and shit.
Yeah.
There's other
Yeah.
stories that could be explored.
Right.
You know what I mean?
The
So
only- but
I
now-
think it's like they did it that way. Where
No,
like, you
sure.
know what? We could end it or we could continue it. We just got to see how it does.
It's true.
You know?
The only problem is that if they are going to make sequels with the tradition of you can't make the same thing over and over again because it just becomes stale and boring.
yeah, of course.
Yeah.
So that's why every Final Destination movie tries to introduce a new concept to try to make
Yeah.
it feel more new and fresh. I'm curious if they were to make a 7, what would the new concept be introduced
No.
there?
Dude, what if it was like this, Mario? Fuck. Is this like
What?
It's kind of going to tie into an example that I made in the Nope review, in the Jordan Peele's Nope.
Okay.
At the very end. Is it a spoiler? Is it okay if I talk about it?
What? Nope.
Yeah.
I mean, it came out years ago.
Yeah,
Like
but-
you 2 years
yeah,
ago.
But still, it's like
Try to be as vague as you can,
whatever.
I guess.
Maybe I'll just bring it up like after the pod or something.
All right.
But maybe you will remember because you and I did that review. I don't think Hoff was there.
No, it was just us two.
So what if, right? You're just bringing up like, oh, like a new thing, right? What if like the new movie or whatever, we find out that this shit's been going on for like years and there's more. This shit's been going on since like
Medieval times.
yeah type shit.
Oh, I know where he's going.
Like type shit, right? That's
Yeah.
where we find out like, yo, it's like
Final Destination.
It's like super
Egypt.
yeah, like it's like super expansive. It's like, whoa,
Yeah.
there was one. You know, we find out that there was this one like massive tragedy or like something I don't know that caused this to happen and had like a ripple effect ever since then. And that's why people who die like weird or whatever, it's just because they're part of that. I don't know how to explain it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know
Like,
what you
like it's
mean.
like a branch, like a huge ass, like expansive branch
Yeah.
of like many different stories that happened before, but people just don't know about it
Yeah.
or something. Like for example, like the people in the Skyview, maybe they were already doomed because they were. They are kids or relatives of survivors that cheated death. You know what I mean? Like shit like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. What if it gotten like to that a bigger scale? It's like, yo, what the fuck? That
Or why
what
do
the
these
fuck
people
moment.
why do they even get visions? And they tell a story of like
Yeah,
the
right.
first ever vision.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's during like Red Dead times, like
Yeah.
the old Western shit.
Well, here's the thing, right? Another Final Destination movie could be like what we talked about, different times. I feel like it would have been really cool, like where the Skyview took place. That would have been really cool.
The 60s.
Yeah, that would be like a cool. Okay, we're in a different era and shit. That'd be pretty interesting to see. So, I think there's room for them to continue it. Like if it was, but I also don't want it to get to the point where it's like Fast and Furious.
Yeah.
Or like Saw. I won't lie to you. It wasn't until Saw, the recent one, that kind of brought it back. But the other movies, Spiral and then Saw, Jigsaw,
Yeah.
it was just like, what the fuck? What are we doing here? Let's just let it go. So I don't want to get to I don't want it to get to that point.
Right.
But there is potential for it to come back, and we'll see. I mean, as of right now, a lot of people are liking it. I mean, including ourselves. We just have to see how it does in the box office, because we already know, man. Like if it does well in the box office, they're for sure probably gonna make another one.
Yeah.
That's how it goes. But what else?
I feel like we've mentioned everything.
Yeah, I think
I'm not missing anything. Do you guys have flaws with this movie? Because like I only had like that one.
maybe some at least some emotional story beats in the film didn't really resonate with me as much.
Okay.
Like some moments that
I think I know what you're talking
some
about.
characters trying to
Yeah.
get like emotion. You could tell it's an emotional scene.
Yeah.
They start playing the music and stuff. I don't really feel it as much.
Okay.
Maybe some of the characters needed to be developed a bit more. But I understand that in the other Final Destination, some of them are not like that. It's just, they're here for the kills. But because we're already in like a new area, there's a new territory of Final Destination where there's more depth to the story. I think it could have benefited them to actually expand on some of the characters a little bit. Because I can't say because it's spoilers. There's a specific character that they don't really expand on, but there's a lot of emotional moments with the characters where you don't feel that emotion as much because it's like, I don't really care for you. Like, I don't, you know what I mean? Like, there's no backstory for you. So I want to say that, what you said too, is I was kind of disappointed as well. Like it didn't connect. I thought it was going to connect, bro. I'm gonna be real. Like the whole Bloodlines, we saw the movie. Okay, we got the family tree. I'm like, oh shit, we have the book. We're going to see the book. We're going to see some names. And it didn't really connect. Maybe it does, the headcanon, maybe, But maybe, but yeah, I was disappointed about that. Let me see what else. I think that's all I could really think of, man. You know what I mean?
I pretty much listed all my
Yeah,
stuff.
That's all I could really think of.
You? All right, so we're gonna get to ratings and final thoughts. I want to go first, just because I guess I'm the biggest fan.
Yeah.
Okay, I would watch this movie again. First of all,
Oh damn. Okay.
I would watch it again. I think it's worth a Dolby experience, but I can't say because we didn't watch it in Dolby today.
Yeah,
but it would have been fire.
Yeah, it would have.
It would have been fire.
Yeah.
And I think with this one installment, and it's been 2011, 2021, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's been about 14 years since the last Final Destination movie. So it's been a while, but now it's back. And I will say, this to me has brought the franchise back to modern times. This was what Saw 10 had to be for its Saw franchise. This is the movie that I felt had to happen in order to reinvigorate the franchise in a positive light. Because some movies come back and it's like, bro, it's trash.
What are you doing here? Yeah.
So this movie I really enjoyed. I think it's what this franchise needed for it to do its comeback, especially in modern times. I thought the deaths were super satisfying, super over the top, super creative, and I love that. I thought that the new concept they introduced with the family tree and everything was very unique, and it's cool.
I want to guess your score.
Well, you want to don't say it out loud.
No.
Oh, okay. But the new concept with the family tree, I thought was a cool addition to it. I thought that, I already said the deaths were really entertaining. I mean, listen, if they do decide to make sequels or they want to make another one, if this movie makes money or whatever, I just hope that they don't just rinse and repeat the same thing over and over again, because it's just going to feel stale and boring. And I hope that if they do want to keep the trend of introducing new concepts, that it's not super over the top. Let's not get to the Pope's Exorcist level, of crazy shit, right? But overall, I thought this movie was very enjoyable. I'm definitely staying corrected because I thought this movie was going to be trash, and it was not. And man, that's all I can really say. I'm giving this movie an 8.
I knew it. I knew it. Did you get that too?
Yeah. All right. Now you're next. Let me see if I guessed you right.
Me?
Yeah.
I agree with everything you said. Yeah. I was thinking 8s too. That's why I knew.
8? All right.
Yeah,
that's what I guessed for you too.
Yeah.
All right. Well, your audition, your steelbook.
Oh, this is like a 4K Blu-ray.
Oh.
Not sealed. Just
not sealed.
Not sealed.
Oh,
just
okay.
4K
Okay.
Blu-ray.
All right. I respect that.
It's solid. I like it.
All right. Okay. So what do you think? Wait.
Oh, and it's worth a movie ticket? If you're a Final Destination fan, yes. I would say yes.
All right.
If you're maybe like you, I mean,
can I be on it?
It's worth a movie ticket. Normal price.
I was about to say
normal price.
I was about to say I wouldn't blame you if you said we probably wouldn't see it, because if I didn't have you guys, I probably wouldn't have seen this movie in theaters.
Yeah, that's fair.
I wouldn't have seen it.
Yeah.
But all right. As for me, man, obviously this being my first one, I didn't really have obviously great expectations or even high. I was all right, hopefully I just don't regret my time being there, man. To be honest with you.
Yeah.
I thoroughly enjoyed it. It surprised me. I didn't expect it to be at this level, at the rating I was gonna give it. I'm gonna be honest with you. The deaths are what I expected. They're gruesome. They're there. The actual bloodline plot that makes the thing unique is interesting, and I do like it. I do agree with Hector's point where there are some characters where you are supposed to feel something, but you don't just because there's not enough time. I think the movie that Final Destination that will ever get a 10 out of me, or even something close to that, the story really has to hit. I think it's possible. After seeing this one, it's possible, but the story has to hit because the deaths are going to be there regardless.
Yeah.
They could be lame in your opinion, but they're going to be there. What will give that Final Destination movie, if it ever comes out, it has to be the plot. And in this one, I think it was a good enough plot for me to say I enjoyed it a lot. All right. Other than that, I think my rating will have to be an 8. I think it's a great one. Okay. I was leaning between a 7.
Yeah, I was thinking a 7 for you.
I was thinking between those two. But I'm just like, what's the reason why I would give this a 7? I'm just like, there really is no major flaw. The only flaw I have is probably what Hector said about the feeling sentiment towards these very serious moments. But I'm just like, that's not enough for me to put it down to a 7. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But overall, I didn't regret my time. I actually thoroughly enjoyed it. If I ever am able to check out the other ones, if I'm with someone who hasn't seen it either, I'm down to check it out. Before I would probably say, let's pick something else. I don't really care about this movie. Yeah. But now I do care. It's like, all right, you know what? I'm down. I heard the fourth one's worse, but I'm down. But yeah, man, no, 8 out of 10 for me. I recommend it. Cool. It's worth a movie ticket.
All right. I think for you, Mario, because I've already said it, right? Like the fourth Final Destination movie is fucking trash, bro.
Yeah.
Like it lacks both sides, story and deaths. But it's worth a watch if you want to like have some drinks with it.
Yeah.
Like if you have a buzz going, you can just watch it and make fun of how bad it is. It's one of those, it's so bad it's funny. If you get the drinks going. I'm a huge fan of watching bad movies while I'm buzzed because you just laugh the whole time. Like especially like I know if we were watching that movie, Us, and we had like, I don't know, the seltzers or the Twisted Teas going, we would be dying laughing watching the fourth Final Destination movie, bro.
Is it like fucking is it like Michael Myers when we were watching, was it Michael or Jason?
Which one?
The one where is Michael Myers with the we were all watching it.
Where Michael Myers kicks the door and she shoots herself.
Is it like that?
Like
because we were dying.
Halloween Ends.
Yeah,
Halloween Ends.
There's a second one.
It was the second one. It was the second one because the first one was good. The first
that
one was good.
That death is funny as fuck.
Dude, I remember we all broke out laughing, bro.
Are you sure? Are you sure that wasn't Halloween Ends?
The first one's it's the first rebooted movie. The first rebooted movie was actually fire. It was actually good. The second one is where it fell off, and it was in that. And it
was Halloween Kills.
Yes.
Yeah.
Really? I thought it was the other one.
No, because the third one dealt with that new kid.
Yeah, that was trash. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, the deaths are kind of like that.
No way,
dude. They're so fucking stupid. Like their deaths are. And I don't know if we were like buzzed, like with some seltzers or Twisted Teas or something, we would be dying laughing at some of the bullshit.
Wait, we weren't buzzed for that handgun one. We were dying laughing.
That was just on it. That was crazy. I couldn't believe that was real.
It's actually funny, Mario. I forgot all about that fucking shit. So you brought it up just now. Thank you for that. I needed to laugh, bro, because I can't believe that fucking happened.
Like that was actually real. Like,
we all literally looked at each other. We were like, "Wait, what just happened?"
I think we rewounded to it. Like, wait, hold on.
No, we didn't. I remember that, man. That moment was funny as hell.
That was funny.
I completely forgot about that fucking scene, dude.
But okay, that's it. That's it, guys.
Yep.
Let's just recap. We all gave it an 8. Go check this out, man. If you're a fan of Final Destination, especially. We're gonna jump into the spoiler sections. We're gonna talk about our favorite parts of the movie and discuss maybe more of the flaws. But yeah, we're gonna be jumping in 3, 2, 1. Okay, guys, we are now in the spoiler section for Final Destination Bloodlines. You guys have been warned. Okay, right off, let me talk about what I said about some characters. I want to say the mom, bro.
Yeah, we're thinking the same character. Yeah.
Oh, her.
The mom. It's like
wait. Which mom?
The one that walked out on the.
Okay, Darlene.
Yeah.
Okay. Because there was the other girl, like the one that was mourning the uncle's loss.
Nah, she was
like a normal.
She was whatever.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So we're talking about that chick.
Yeah, because I always thought the other girl, the blonde mom, she was just like a side character. She was like whatever.
Yeah.
No, sure. Yeah.
But I'm talking about characters that are actually in the film that are supposed to serve a purpose.
Oh, I got you.
With her, like, bro, like, I'm gonna be real, like, I don't care. Like, I didn't really care about her.
No.
You know, at least I want, like, we only had that one scene with them in the RV.
Right.
But I feel like I needed more. That was cool. That was a cool scene. It's like, hey, the real reason why I left is because of, you know, this and this. That was cool. But I needed more because the ending and like the scenes at the hospital when they were playing the sad music, you could tell it was for real.
Yeah.
I thought it was like almost joking. Like, whoa, wait, I'm supposed to be. Oh, this is for real. Oh shit. Okay. You know what I mean? I don't know if you guys felt that way.
Yeah.
So that's like my biggest issue with that with her.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because she's kind of she's not the main character, but she's definitely like a pivotal character for the main characters. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And so the fact that she wasn't fleshed out a bit bothered me, and I did think it was like a pretty like a flaw for me for sure. Because it's like do we really need her? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like, what's the purpose?
I know. Mm-hmm. Whenever they had their one-on-one outside the like when she first popped into the movie, I was just like, she's kind of a big character to the main character. I feel like we should have had this sooner.
Yeah,
like maybe we had a flashback to like them when they were children and she was going on her like crazy barrages. Apparently that traumatized them. Like, how about show us one of those moments where she's going batshit crazy?
Or maybe like we don't even need flashbacks, just more scenes with
them, like
with her and interacting with the daughter. Because that scene in the RV was the only scene we got with them, both of those characters, and like actually discussing what happened, like the elephant in the room situation.
Yeah. Right.
It wasn't like more. I needed more in my opinion. You know what I mean?
No, same here.
But yeah, okay. Let's talk about some of the, I guess, our favorite kills, man. Shit.
So our favorite deaths?
Deaths, yeah.
There was a few. There was a few that stuck out to me. One was like one of the early ones, and that was the old man on the elevator.
Oh yeah.
Just because I didn't expect
That was crazy, yeah.
Just because I didn't expect the elevator to like move so fast and crush him and cut him in half. I remember I reacted. I was like, "Oh, what the fuck!"
Yeah,
Like that shit was super crazy. The one that I felt like you kind of noticed the CGI a little bit, but the death was so lit that I kind of pardoned it. Was the garbage compactor.
Oh yeah, yeah. For sure.
That one I was like, whoa, especially because like you see it happening,
You
and
see
it's
it
like,
happening,
oh
yeah.
fuck, like when the girl gets crushed.
That was fucking crazy.
Those two were really cool. I feel like I'm gonna list a bunch, and I might say yours is out like on accident, so I'll let you guys take a turn.
What do you think?
I would say mine was probably the one they probably just teased in the trailer. Just because the buildup was the fucking worst, bro. That was like the worst buildup. Not worse than that saying like it was bad. I'm saying it was worse for me because like
tattoo shop.
Oh no! The one when they're in the backyard with the dad.
He's still on this ice shard, bro.
Oh no! I'm talking about with the lawnmower.
Yeah, that.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
I
that
know.
one. Oh yeah.
Because just like the build up to it, and actually
crazy,
seeing it about it happen, I covered my eyes immediately. I was like, man, fuck this shit.
These eyes were not battle tested like we were.
Oh fuck! Another thing that I forgot to mention in the non-spoiler was that they got rid of the whole vision situation. Like with the main
so Hector
characters.
mentioned that. I don't completely agree because it was still kind of in the movie, but I know where Hector's coming from.
Like the main character though, like we get it, like she had it and stuff, but like it was just that one time. It was just the beginning of the movie. That was the only time she had that vision. The vision shit was abandoned throughout the movie. And I don't know. I forgot to mention about that. Yeah, I was like, all right. I feel like that. Having that vision is like is like part of the Final Destination brand,
right?
You know what I mean? And we got that in the beginning of the movie with that one character, but then when we transitioned to the newer characters, that was abandoned. And I don't know. I kind of wanted to see more of that, and I was expecting that. That's why.
But you wouldn't count that as like when she was having the nightmares. She experienced
but it was just one instance, though, and it was instance that already happened. It wasn't like the other movies where you're seeing the future or you're seeing the possibilities. And that's like,
future?
Well,
what do you mean?
You see, what do you mean? What do you mean? What I mean? You see the future. Like you see you see what's gonna happen in the future.
Not like 5 years down the road. No, like what's about to happen.
Like what's about to happen.
Yeah.
On some That's So Raven shit.
Yeah, for real.
That's
actually very true. Yeah.
So like that's abandoned. I don't know. I thought it was like that's kind of strange. I kind of wish that maybe if she witnessed what her grandmother die in front of her, maybe that would have transferred or something. Maybe they would have. I think it would have been cool if they kept that, but they didn't. They completely like just shoot it off. They just abandoned it. That's why I was because of that, because I was expecting that. I was like, okay, cool. The girl's gonna start getting these visions and stuff. I was expecting that, or at least whenever she sleeps, whatever. Maybe that was a new thing, but no, it was just that one time, that one instance, and an instance that already happened way before her existence. So because I was expecting that, the first the death with the shard with the lawnmower, I thought that was fake. I thought that was like one of those visions. I'm like, oh shit. I was like, okay, cool. And we get the shot of the funeral. I'm like, oh, it's real. Oh shit. Okay, cool. Interesting. So when are we gonna get these visions? And then it never happened. But yeah, I wanted to bring that up. That this movie strays away from that. The only time we ever get the classic Final Destination visions is in the beginning of the movie with the grandmother
at the Skyview.
At the Skyview, yeah. What you guys think of her character?
What the grandma back then or like present day?
I thought she would have played more of a role.
Yeah, like in general. Like
in
just
general,
her, yeah.
I mean, I knew the movie couldn't concentrate on her too much. I had a feeling she was going to be a side character that kind of started it all. You know what I mean? Because if it introduces the girl, right, our main girl, like Stephanie, if it introduces her, then I knew it couldn't concentrate on all the characters. And I don't know. I mean, I thought she served her purpose. I mean, she was the one that created the family tree that's doomed to die. So she plays a part of it, but then eventually when she's out of the picture, she's just out of the picture.
Yeah.
I just didn't expect her to fucking. Okay, I was about to say, we're not spoilers.
Spoilers, yeah.
I didn't expect her to just sacrifice herself like that. Because if you think about it, it didn't work. Because she went home and was like, oh yeah, she's batshit crazy, blah, blah, blah. It wasn't until the fucking dad died.
Well, she didn't sacrifice herself.
Really? I thought she did.
No, she died in front of Stephanie to
prove a point.
To prove that.
Isn't that a sacrifice?
No, sacrifice is like when you give your life to save somebody else. She doomed her family.
Well,
she's like, I'm next on death's list.
Yeah, technically.
And
Yeah.
because I've been locked in this bunker for 20 years, death has not touched me. That's why y'all
alive,
been good.
Yeah, and that's why there's a bloodline.
Exactly. But now that she died, that's when the order started to happen. So she didn't sacrifice. If anything, she doomed that family.
Well,
however,
I do see his side though of what he means by sacrifice. Because we just said she doomed a family, right? But technically, if she gave an opportunity for the family to continue that tradition. Because if she didn't educate her on what was happening and she like showed her that she died, she would have died in that cabin due to old age or something eventually.
Yeah, we found out she had cancer. So there was only a matter of time.
No, exactly. Yeah. And she would have died and no one else in the family would know about what's going on, and then they would just all die and not know what to do.
Yeah.
She gave like that, like a
history lesson or something.
Yeah, like a chance of survival.
Like
I understand what he's saying about like sacrifice.
That's what I was
Is that like what you meant?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because she's like, hey, look, I'm gonna die right now, but you know
I'm gonna die eventually, bitch. So I might as well give you this information. That way you have a chance at keeping our family safe.
Yeah, that's why. But it sucks because like I said, it kind of went to waste because she didn't believe her until her fucking the uncle died.
Yeah. Well, it's like that for all the movies.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Usually it takes the 2 deaths to be like, now it's a coincidence.
Yeah.
No, what do you mean, girl?
No, but I just thought she would just be in it a little bit longer.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It happened quick. I was like, oh, I thought the way she was like dropping like the knowledge on her, I was like, oh, she's probably gonna play a bigger role, even though she's not an MC in the movie. And she went out like that. I was like, oh shit. I thought she'd been in like for like a few more scenes.
Wait, now that I'm thinking about it, I guess the only people that are affected is because we saw the mother that's a blonde, she didn't die.
No, because she's not related.
She's not
to her.
blood related to Iris.
Yeah, and same with the oldest sibling.
That and the dad.
Yeah,
the other Asian dad. Okay.
Yeah, they're fine because they're not related to the grandma. So they're fine.
We see other characters that are not related to the bloodline get killed, but that's just because
they're in the vicinity.
They're just there. They just happen to get targeted.
And like, I know how I was gonna appreciate this because we both reacted. I like the nods that they do in the other, like from the other movies where we have the guy that does the tattoos. I forgot his name. What was his name? The guy that does tattoos and has the piercings and shit.
Yeah.
Where he ends up surviving. We're thinking, oh shit, he's gonna die.
Yeah.
He's dead. The thing, like we see him in the trailer. Okay, shit caught on fire. We saw him in the fire. He's dead. But no, he's alive. And like they're hinting at like, no, you can stay away from this, stay away from that. It's like, I'm not gonna die. And you get that shot of him walking in the street and the shots going wide, and you already know what we're expecting. Like, oh, he's gonna get hit by a bus because that happened in
It was another trailer, the official trailer.
Yeah, actually.
Yes.
Yeah, bro.
So
wow, I did not know that.
The
I was thinking
the Final Destination teaser trailer
showed that.
was the entire tattoo parlor scene where he burns alive.
Oh no, yeah.
That's the teaser.
Yeah.
The official trailer, the very end, he says, "Dad's not really coming for our family because that would be crazy." And then he gets run over by that truck.
Okay, I did not see that. I did not see
so
that trailer.
that happens in the trailer.
Oh,
so that's why I'm like, oh, okay, so he's gonna die right here. But then when the truck passed him, and he lived, I liked that.
No, I did too.
I liked it because I was like, oh, like it subverted my expectations.
Oh, yeah.
I was expecting it was gonna happen, so I'm like, okay, bet. So I didn't see all the deaths. In the trailer. It pulls The Last of Us Part 2, where like they change scenes from the trailer to the movie.
No, I like that too, but I more so was connecting it to, oh, we're gonna get one of those scenes again because we get that scene in I forgot what Final Destination movie that was.
Where is what?
Where they walk in, where they do that exactly that. It was a girl. Remember they walk. Sorry, Mario. I know for a fact you're not gonna watch these movies. Where she walks in the street. She's like, "Y'all fucking crazy," and then she gets hit by a bus. Which movie was
First
that?
one.
The first one, right?
The first one.
So I related back to the first one. Oh shit, we're gonna get like another because I didn't see that part of the trailer. So like this scene, it was the first time I'm seeing it. I'm like, oh, we're getting a Final Destination situation. Here. And then when they did the fake out, I'm like, oh, okay, shit just got interesting. and I actually liked that a lot. That was pretty cool. I think I mean, all of the deaths are fucking crazy, but I think the one that was like, yo, this is fucking gnarly, was the dude who was trying to break the cycle with his brother by getting him to eat peanuts by the peanut butter cup.
Yeah.
When he was getting sucked into that machine.
The MRI.
Oh
Like, what the fuck?
That one also made me look away, too.
And I looked at half. I'm like, dude, there's no way this shit's that strong. Like,
Yeah.
it looks like Dr. Octopus created the sun, like absorbing everything. Like, what the fuck going on here, right? So everything was being pulled. I'm like, yo, this is crazy. For one, no way, that's real. That's crazy. If it is, that's scary.
I wanna ask the doctor
why does that exist if it's real? And then the scene, bro, where he gets sucked in, and then he has piercings in his nipples and on his junk, bro. Like, what the fuck? And he starts getting folded, bro, like a lawn chair, reverse style. And then because it's metal, it's sucked in the wheelchair with the spikes, and it started piercing through his body. That shit was crazy.
That's crazy as fuck.
That was fucking. I think, that one was fucking crazy. I think all of them were crazy, but that one's like, whoa. What the fuck is
I agree.
going on?
Okay, what do you think was the lamest death?
The lamest death.
Where you're just like, all right, cool. They get it. I get it. They died. Like, what do you think of that?
The lamest death. That's a good question.
To me, can I say mine?
Oh, I got one.
I think we may have thought about the same. Darlene, the mom.
Yeah,
Yeah, the light post was
just falls on her. Yeah.
I'm gonna just try to survive as long
And
as
then-
and then it just crushes her.
'Cause
Which,
we've
by
seen
the way, is not the first time we see someone die by
Yeah,
a
no.
lamppost. So that's why I was kind of like, okay,
Yeah.
that was
the
just
hell?
like a reuse.
Oh, hell no.
But like that's one that I can
Yeah,
think of.
yeah.
That's probably like the one.
That's the only one I could think of. That's like, oh, basic. Like, okay, we've seen this before.
Yeah,
It's just basic.
I took So that's mine. What about you? Or unless do you have a different death that you considered like the weakest one?
The weakest one?
Yeah.
I don't think it was that one. I just thought it was lame because I was like, bruh, that's the way she goes out. You know what I mean? I don't know. I would probably say for me, it was probably one of your favorite ones. The garbage truck one. Probably that one, just because
Yeah?
she legit just called it out. Oh, like what if that hits that and then you get knocked into that or some shit like that? Someone called it out, right?
Okay.
And I'm just like, bro, no way that actually just fucking happened. I was like, what the fuck? I was like, all right. No. Like they're both on like the same.
I mean, but Final Destination is like that. Though.
I know.
It's a mousetrap of death.
But it was funny because that
It's a
one,
chain
that one was like
reaction.
comedic though. That one was like somewhat comedic. Like they were trying to be funny there. This movie tries to be this
Yeah.
This movie tries to be funny at moments.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Are they
for
all
sure.
like that? Or is it just
The
this
first one, no.
Yeah, the first one.
The
no.
second one,
Yeah, a little. Yeah, there was one. I think. Unless I think it was the second one or the fourth. I can't remember. Where it's a car crash scene, and then the dude is like chopping up the door, and she's like, "Can you not do that?"
Oh yeah,
Isn't
that's
that
the
two?
second one. That's the second one.
He's like, "Yeah, let me just put it on silent mode," and he does it, and then the shit happens.
Yeah,
That was funny. That was one supposed to be funny.
yeah.
It's because I always thought of Final Destination as like
every-
a serious movie. Like they try to be serious.
Sometimes they lean into the fact
Yeah.
where like the situation is so fucking absurd that like they kind of have fun with it. Like,
Yeah,
okay.
it's like the way that a chain reaction results into someone's death in the most gruesome way possible.
Like the fucking coin, bro. That, like at the beginning.
Yeah, like
I was
shit
like,
like that,
when
where
I
it's
was
like,
I was
oh,
like, no
shit.
fucking way, bro.
So and then, but yeah, the comedy aspect, like at some moments, I thought were pretty cool. Like the brother, where we're like, all right, let's go slowly, and he's like walking
Bro,
out
not
of the
gonna lie,
house. That was pretty
I
funny.
like their dynamic.
Yeah, that was funny.
Those
That was
two,
funny.
those two's dynamic is actually really good. I forgot where that one guy's from. I seen him before.
Which one?
The dude, the brothers, the guy
which
with
brother?
the piercing.
You've seen him before?
He looks familiar, but I just don't know where the fuck.
does look
Isn't he
familiar,
from like
huh?
from Disney show or some
could look
like
it up.
Nickelodeon show? Oh, he's from the. He's not from either. He's from the show on the CW called The 100.
The what?
The 100.
100.
The 100.
The 100. Oh, is it
John
the people
Murphy.
that are falling out the sky? Yeah.
He's from there.
Yeah,
I was
you're
like,
right.
bro, I'm
yeah.
like, I don't know why I said Disney Channel, but I was like, where have I seen this motherfucker
Yeah,
before?
you're right.
He's from there.
Yeah.
Cause I'm like, yeah, this dude did look familiar.
Yeah, that
Where
show
have I
was
seen this
good.
guy
Yeah.
before?
I like that show until the end. But what's it called? I really like their dynamic, bro. I think it was
Yeah.
for me. It was, even though they're not the main, I was like, bro, you could low key do like a movie based off of these two, like a different, completely genre. Like, just give me like a road trip movie between these two. It'll be funny as hell.
All right, if you guys were in that position, would you have done that? Like, would you, like, let's say you're allergic to peanuts and shit, and would you have tried to do that? Flatline, get resuscitated, and break the cycle?
Like,
well, it worked already.
What do you mean?
Like in that situation,
would I be the victim or the one convincing the other person?
No, you're the victim. You're the victim. Would you do it? Would you try to make the sacrifice, or be like, nah, fuck that? Or would you? Which is another comedy part where like, hey, whoever you kill, you gain their life, and they look at the babies.
Oh yeah.
Or would you do that? That's crazy.
That's crazy work.
That's crazy.
That's actually funny.
You know, hey.
What?
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Hey man, listen.
Mario's nervous. Actually, look, he's nervous. Like, what are you gonna say, bro?
What? Look, bro. Like, are we saying that?
He's like, babies choke on things all the time. Like,
bro.
But what if that baby had
you know,
dude? What is that? A condition of the baby of where they just die randomly, bro, and it's like unexplainable. Like,
I don't know. I don't know
there's
what
an
it's
actual
called.
condition where babies or toddlers die just for whatever reason. You could get an autopsy, like they'll be healthy, but they just die. It's like a rare, like it's a weird phenomenon. It's it's literally something like unknown death baby syndrome, or like I don't fucking know, something like that. That's real life. Some of the joke I was gonna be like, bro, like maybe this kid would like is gonna have that. So, like, you know what I mean? Or
hell no.
But then again, if we're applying the rules, that wouldn't make sense either.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Because then that would be transferred over to you. So yeah, I guess that wouldn't make sense either. But anyway,
the other concept is you take a life and you gain their years.
no, yeah, that's what we're talking about right now.
Right, but what I'm saying is, it doesn't have to be a baby. Could you just do it to anybody?
That's true. Okay, so when you do that, I just want to make it funny.
No, I know what you mean, but
would you do that?
shit,
That's crazy.
I don't know, man. Depends how like how badly do I want to watch like Doomsday?
Maybe it's okay if we're on some Punisher shit.
Oh, like it's a criminal.
We're farming time out of people, but only from criminals, like the worst of the worst.
That's true.
Right? I don't know.
Nah. At that point,
infinite time glitch. Like,
yeah, I was about to say.
Yeah,
would
man.
you be
The worst of the
immortal?
worst.
I don't fucking know. How would that work? No, seriously. Yo, what if they make a final destination timeless, or like
Timeless,
or like
Final
out of
Destination.
time,
No.
or like something where it's a dude that is farming time, like just a serial killer.
Immortal.
Yo,
Just call
he's
it
a serial
immortal.
killer, bro. He's just they call him the time killer, or like the time snatcher, or they call him the I don't know, some bullshit, right?
time snatcher.
And it's a dude just farming killers.
That's funny, actually.
But like, no, seriously, would that make you immortal, or like, how would that work?
I don't know.
I don't know, because
What if you kill two people?
Because you get old, man. Don't you?
No, yeah, but the rules are the rules, buddy.
You stay alive
It,
for the amount of
it
years
says,
that
it
life
says the
has.
time that you get, they're transferred over. So like, what if you kill two people? What
I
about
don't know.
three?
That's fucking wild.
Which, like, death, the entity or the phenomenon, the whatever the mystical being that it is or whatever. If you kill three people, like, which one are you? Which time are you taking? Are you taking all of them or just one? Can you pick, or you're not? Like,
I don't know, bro.
I don't know. Now we're just fucking bullshitting.
Yeah.
Now we're in the writer's room. Now we're like,
Yeah, bro.
Now we're in the writer's room, like throwing shit, like, let's
Throwing
see.
shit at the wall.
Yeah, like, can this work for the next movie?
Time snatcher.
Time snatcher.
Yeah.
Time is out of time.
Hell no.
Let's go. Coming up with the name Final Destination.
Immortal.
Yeah.
Final Destination.
Serial killer. No.
No.
Time for the final destination.
Something like that.
That's funny.
But okay, I think that might be everything. Really. Is there anything else?
No.
Okay.
I'm chilling.
Yeah, I think that's everything, guys. Let us know what you guys think about Final Destination Bloodlines in the comments down below. Thank you guys so much for listening, and we'll catch you guys in the next one. Take care.
Peace.
See ya.